you had very many resolutions in the outcome document, and it is from that I'm asking that, after 3 years, at what point did you say we are meeting as members to say, we agreed on 1, 2, 3 things, and this is what we managed to achieve, and we have failed on this? At what stage?
That's a good question. 18 months from now, we will meet again in Kampala. It's called the midterm. Ministers will meet, ministers from all NAM countries, and take stock and come up with another document that will be adopted after 3 years. And the summit, Uzbekistan has been selected and elected as the next chair of NAM. So the next summit of NAM will be in Uzbekistan. That's where we will again, but the negotiations will start in Kampala, in 18 months from now. Actually in New York slightly early, 15 months.
Based on the resolutions or the outcome document of Baku, are you able to give us maybe a picture of what you managed to achieve?
It's rare in NAM for officials to reach an agreement before the presidents meet. We are able to agree on the entire document. You know that it's over 2,000 paragraphs. It tackles all the social, economic, and political issues in the global south that affects Asia, Africa, Latin America, the Middle East, the Pacific Islands, everywhere. So we were able to adapt that. But we agreed why negotiations really the strategy we used was really easy. Let's not reopen what was agreed on Baku, because that would have thrown the document in turmoil. Let's agree that Palestine, the major development in the world was Palestine. But there were other delegations, I'm not going to name countries, that had proposed that we use the word genocide, that genocide was happening in Gaza. And that attracted resistance from some countries that argued that ours was a political body, was not a judicial body, and that we should not go into describing the situation, whether war crimes or genocide. But also we had the issue of South Africa. South Africa, as you know, has gone to the International Court of Justice. So they requested that in the new language, in the new paragraphs on the situation in Gaza and the situation in Palestine in general, they proposed that we should recognize their efforts. In diplomatic terms, we should welcome their initiative to take the case to the International Court of Justice to interpret whether genocide was taking place or not. So the compromise that we struck was the countries that were pushing the difficult language or the sensitive language of genocide should drop that language, and we will welcome South Africa's initiative to go to the court. Because the court, I think, is going to reach its verdict on Friday, after tomorrow. So we said, let's wait. And once the court pronounces itself as the non-aligned movement, we will support whatever the court concludes.
Do members make contributions that enables these organizations to keep running, whether the secretariat or to carry out its functions?
NAM has no secretariat, so it will be me and my staff in New York that will be the secretariat. As you can imagine, in addition to what we do, that will be an additional load of work. So it's the country that showed us the burden, and we'll need more human resource, to really, because we are leading in all the issues. My staff will be leading, so that's where we'll need to spend some resources. But G77 has a secretariat in New York that is paid for by everybody. But that secretariat does not do negotiations. It just facilitates us by getting meeting rooms, by sending communication. Again, I will need more people.
There are these expenditures that we had to incur in terms of preparation. So in terms of the budget, could you be having the figures of what we had planned and how it all went?
I can tell you I don't have the figure now because our colleagues in the President's office manage the budget. But what I can tell you, as the Deputy Chair of the National Organizing Committee, this was not only well arranged, but it was within the budget.
We have always had the push to have at least an African state or country represented at the United Nations Security Council.
Yes.
In this case, did you have discussion in that endeavor, and where are you seeing us? Do you think there is a point where there is going to be an agreement?
Absolutely, especially with what is going on in the world. The Security Council now is terminated. It's green-rocked. No decisions. Look at Ukraine, the Russia war. Look at the Middle East. The Security Council, because it's controlled by big powers that have interests in all these conflicts, it has lost its legitimacy. Now the UN General Assembly, where we're all represented, has influence now. So this is the case for reform of the Security Council now is more valid than ever.
We thank you very much,
Thank
Ambassador Adonia Ayebare, for speaking to us. Of course, we have learned a few things, and we hope also the viewer outside there will pick a few things from what you have just said. I'm Jackson Onyango.
Thank you, Jackson.